Earth to Richter Dawn. We need you.
I just saw F1. In fact, I took my wife to go see it. And this movie is absolutely amazing. Check it out. So, I'm looking for a movie to take my wife to that we both can enjoy. And I'm thinking I know what you did last summer, but I'm like, wait a minute. My wife hates horror films. There's no way she's going to sit through that. And I said, wait a minute. Oh, wait. Let's try this. F1. It has the sports for me and it has the heartthrobs for her. Look, let me tell you how this works. My wife absolutely loves Brad Pitt from his earlier days. Remember that one film? What is it called? It's Brad Pitt with the long hair. A river runs through it. If you know, you know. My wife loves that film. She watches it over and over and over again. And she also fancies Damson Idris because of his performance in Snowfall. Snowfall. I'm about to say Snowflake, by the way. Snowflake. So I said, wait a minute. This movie has sports. It has Brad Pitt. It has Damson Idris. What the freak? Let's go check this out. And Kosinski, the same guy who produced Top Gun Maverick, is the same person over this film. And boy, did he knock it out the park. Those engaging shots from Top Gun Maverick, where you see Tom Cruise in the cockpit of the jet and he's like, really intense, and you see those really awesome shots. All that is here in F1 Formula Racing format. It's amazing. Denzel Washington is the high watermark as it relates to male acting in America for me. Yes, Denzel killed it in Gladiator 2. Denzel killed it in Equalizer 3. But let me tell you something. Brad Pitt has a charisma that you just can't argue against. When this film was over, I'm like, Denzel, Brad Pitt, Look, Brad Pitt might be the GOAT. He might be the GOAT. Essentially, it follows a race car driver who, when he was young, he was a brash, crazy driver who did all these crazy things on the track. He became known for it, in fact. But he had this terrible accident in which caused him to have to leave Formula One racing or Daytona or race. He had to leave racing. Okay. And, he still had that driver in him. So he would take these odd jobs like being a taxi driver. But none of that quite filled the gauge for him. So he became this person who would join race teams and win and then leave the team. Almost like a hired mercenary. Nevertheless, one of his best friends that he used to race with needs a driver on his team to complete his team, because if he doesn't win soon, they're going to sell the team and force him to get rid of the team because they suck, in other words. So he says, wait a minute, Brad Pitt, whose name is Sonny Hayes. Beautiful name, by the way. So he's like, wait a minute, I know Sonny. Sonny is a great racer. Let's see if he'll do it. So he finds Sonny in a laundromat and he has Sonny join his team. And his team features this young gunner, Joshua Pierce, who is Damson Idris. It becomes this really cool tug of war between this young hotshot versus this old school hotshot. And they're learning from each other. You got Damson Idris's character who seems to be focused on social media. He's focused on his appearance, on how he looks, even when he loses. Then you got this old school guy, all right, Sonny Hayes, who's like, look, there's nothing to glorify if you lose. If you lose, you should go home and put your head between your lap. Don't go onto your social media or in front of a camera. Who cares about the camera? He's super old school. And it's like, hey, we have 10 races in order to win and save this team. So the movie takes you through these 10 races in which you see these ups and downs, and the way it ends is absolute magic. So I'll help you with this question because you might have it. Is F1 better than Superman? Absolutely it is. And that's, I've been throwing a lot of shade on Superman, and I promise this is the last time. But F1 blows Superman out the water. Seriously, in terms of just the entirety of the film. Is it better than Sinners? I felt like Sinners did a lot with a little. The setting is small. You could tell the budget was modest, and they just overachieved. However, F1, you can tell the budget was colossal. You can tell that the team that had to, shoot the film was huge. You can tell there's a lot of people involved. The movie takes place over so many different spaces, countries, and it's just magnificent the way it's done. By the time I left, I said, you know what? That might be better than Sinners. It might be. I think it is. I think F1 is better than Sinners. However, here's the caveat. I think it's better than Sinners if you're watching it in a theater, because there's only one way to watch racing and enjoy it. To me, like, racing to me falls in that category of tennis, golf, soccer. Sorry for those soccer fans out there, but look, it's just one of those films that really takes advantage of the big screen. However, with Sinners, I feel like I can watch that on my phone and be engaged. So it just depends on the format that you're watching. But I would say, theatrically speaking, F1 is better than Sinners, believe it or not. And you might be asking yourself, I don't like F1 racing. Would I still enjoy this film? Yes, I'm going to tell you why. Because they did such an amazing job with character development. By the time you leave that film, it's almost like you know who Joshua Pierce is and you know who Sonny Hayes is. You know, going into their lives and giving you a layout of who they are as people. And one thing about people, we can relate to other people. I would say the way that they articulated Sonny's life and how he's been divorced 3 times, like, that's crazy. 3 divorces is crazy. It felt like something that you can resonate with. And if you're a younger person, you can resonate and identify with Damson Idris, who doesn't really want to listen to his elders necessarily. He thinks he's a hot shot. He has a lot of attention, you know, and yeah, it's all here. It's all here. I really enjoyed this film. Did not think I would. And I asked my wife, I said, did you enjoy it? She said, yeah, it was really good. It was really good. Now, in terms of a rating is concerned, I would say this movie falls between 7.5 and 9.5. I think most viewers would rate it somewhere in that range. Okay, 7.5 to 9.5. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I don't see many people saying they didn't like it. I would say one of the best parts about this film that you might not believe is how long the movie is. A lot of reviewers, in terms of individuals who watch films and tell you what they think about it, they often cite the length of films as a negative. Like, if a movie is too long, they'll say, hey, that could have been cut out, that could have been cut out. But I would argue against that in this regard, because this movie is 2 hours and 35 minutes in length. And I'm so glad it is, or was, because it allowed the movie to flush things out and allow you to engage much better. This movie has so many peaks and valleys. It was crazy. It's like it took you on an emotional roller coaster. You became a family member of Sonny Hayes. You became a family member of Joshua Pierce. Amazing job. Amazing job. And they knew exactly what they were doing. They knew exactly what they were doing. Look, this movie covers so many different demographics. If you're a guy, you got the sports side. If you're a female, you got Brad Pitt, you got Damson Idris. If you're black, you got Damson. If you're white, you got Brad. If you're a woman, it pretty much captures and includes everyone. I really thought they did a magnificent job on it. I hope that you see this in time to still watch it in theaters, or I hope that you got a big screen TV like me where you can watch it and still feel like you're in the theater, because this movie was all that. In the bag of chips. Man, good movie.